An arrest has been made in the Jane Bashara murder case. Good evening, everyone. I'm Diana Lewis.
And I'm Joanne Purton. Joe Gentz is in police custody tonight for the murder of Jane Bashara.
Our Team 7 coverage begins with Kimberly Craig live in Mount Clemens, where Gentz turned himself in. Kim, what can you tell us?
Well, it was just a wild day here in the courthouse, Diana and Joanne. Joe Gentz was already near the courthouse this afternoon in case his attorney wanted him to appear in a custody hearing involving his daughter. But then Joe Gentz heard he was wanted, and he walked into the doors of the courthouse.
You're scared. Real scared. Panicking.
And why is that?
Because he doesn't know what's going to happen. He's scared.
Steve Ragona is a friend of Joe Gentz, the former handyman of Bob Bashara. And it's Gentz who claims Bob Bashara forced him at gunpoint to kill Bob's wife, Jane. And today, when Gentz heard authorities finally wanted to rearrest him in the killing, he turned himself in at the Macomb County Courthouse. Action News photojournalist Jeremy Johnson met up with Gentz in the lobby just moments before he turned himself in.
Please, have any words for us? No. Okay. No words.
Just days after the killing of Jane Bashara, Gentz went to police and told investigators that Bob Bashara wanted to hire him to kill his wife. And on January 24th, in the garage of the Bashara's Grosse Pointe Park home, Gentz claimed that Bob Bashara held him at gunpoint until he strangled Jane. Bob Bashara maintains he was not involved in his wife's killing, but he also failed a police-administered polygraph. Joe Gentz's friend says he only confessed to police because he wanted the truth to come out.
He wants justice done for both families, you know, Bashara and his own family.
Because he has admitted to his involvement, and he has also implicated Bob Bashara, correct?
Yes.
Sit down. Have a seat. You're under arrest for the murder of Jane Bashara.
We also want to make sure we point out again that Bob Bashara maintains his innocence in the killing of his wife. And a lot of people may have wondered if Joe Gentz would skip town after confessing to Jane's murder weeks ago and then police releasing him. But friends of Joe Gentz say he would never do that because of his daughter. Back to you, Joanne.
Yeah, you know, Kim, you mentioned his daughter. He was there today for the custody case involving that young daughter. I assume that's going to be put on hold now in light of the new developments.
And that is the development, and there's no telling what will happen with that custody case right now, with everything that's going on right now. But Joe Gentz, friends say that his daughter is the most important thing to him, and whatever happens, whether he be working on a deal with prosecutors to say more on the record about the killing of Jane Bashara, he wants to make sure that at some point he will see his daughter again. Back to you.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Kimberly Craig reporting from Mount Clemens. Thank you.
The 7 Action News investigators are digging up more information on the arrest.
Scott Lewis is live at the Grosse Pointe Park Police Department tonight. Scott, what have you learned?
Well, Joanne, this is the police station that Joe Gentz walked into a few weeks ago, surprising everyone, admitting that he had a role in the Bashara murder case. They had to let him go for a lack of evidence. But today, when Gentz was arrested, it was not Grosse Pointe Park Police that arrested him, and he was not brought here. I'm told that a Wayne County Sheriff's deputy who works directly for prosecutor Kim Worthy made the arrest of Joe Gentz, that he was taken to the Dickerson Jail, and that he was not arrested on a warrant. They arrested him on probable cause, which just means they had probable cause to believe he was involved in a crime. We also got some insight in today on why police might have moved on Gentz as they did now. We're told that state police today turned over results of DNA testing. They were looking at blood samples taken from the garage floor at the Bashara home. Now, I'm told there was enough information in that report to arrest Joe Gentz. We do not know who the blood sample belonged to, but we do know that it didn't belong to Joe Gentz. Reporting live from Grosse Pointe Park, Scott Lewis, 7 Action News.
Scott, is there any comment on the arrest from Jane Bashara's husband, Bob?
Nobody has been able to talk to Bob Bashara directly yet, Diana, but his attorney David Grimm did put out a statement. He said Bashara feels a profound sense of relief for his family and himself now that Gentz is off the street. But it's important to note that Gentz has also fingered Bob Bashara in this case, and investigators still have a lot of work to do.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
We now know that Joe Gentz has been transferred to the Dickerson Detention Facility in Hamtramck.
And that's where we find our Cheryl Tilden right now. Cheryl, what can you tell us?
Well, Diana, we're told that Joe Gentz arrived here about an hour ago, and he's going through the booking process. Even though he hasn't been charged with a crime actually charged yet, if he's going to stay in the jail, he has to be booked, and that's happening right now. And so jail sources are saying that he is in a protective custody cell, which means he's in a cell by himself, and he will stay that way until he faces some sort of an arraignment. He will not go into the general population. Now, of course, the Dickerson Jail is one of 3 Wayne County jails. There's 2 downtown, and this jail, 600 to 900 people are here, mostly men, although there are some women, and many are serving time that is less than a year or awaiting sentencing. But they can bring a person here for many reasons, and we're trying to sort out why they brought Joe Gentz here today. Now, again, he came about 5 o'clock. I went inside to see if anybody knew if he had any visitors, and I'm told the only visitors he can have right now, because he has not been arraigned, would be a prosecutor or his attorney. And right now, I'm told that so far, nobody has come because he is going through that booking process right now. I'm also told that because he has not officially been charged with a crime, there's no booking photo. I did reach out to the prosecutor's office, to Maria Miller, who is the second in command after Kim Worthy, and I asked her about this, and she said, if you're asking me about the Bashara case, it is still under investigation. And that's all they were going to say tonight. So again, Joe Gentz here at the Dickerson Jail. You heard Scott say on probable cause, not an arrest warrant. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. Reporting live in Hamtramck at the Dickerson Jail, I'm Cheryl Choden, 7 Action News.
But Cheryl, criminal proceedings certainly don't stop on the weekend, so it's possible he could be formally arraigned and charged even tomorrow, correct?
And that, absolutely, Joanne, that's very possible, but you're not arraigned until there's an arrest warrant. And if the probable cause is why they arrested him, so far there's no warrant. Now, earlier we had talked to his lawyer, Susan Reed, that's a court-appointed lawyer, and she said she had not seen any warrant. She had not, seen her client yet, but she was hoping to see him at an arraignment if there's an arraignment. But it would be hard to think that they would release him once again. So he's in custody, and, just speculation, but it seems like a warrant would be forthcoming.
Yeah, you'd certainly think so, the way this is all played out. Cheryl Choden reporting, thank you, and you can count on 7 Action News and WXYZ.com to bring you the very latest breaking developments in the Jane Bashara murder case just as soon as they happen.